First of all, welcome for all the audience who have joined us on this Saturday morning, taking out your time for this, Ask Me Anything session on blockchain, careers, and technology. And today we have our, famous and well-known speaker, Mr. Raj Kapoor, founder, India Blockchain Alliance, and he's also an advisory member for Goa government, and is also an international keynote speaker, metaverse influencer, and is also a TEDx speaker and a Web3 author. And he's also been an advisory board member for TimesPro for the Web3 initiatives, Web3 COE. And once again, welcome you, Raj sir, for this, for your time. And today we have a wonderful session on Ask Me Anything on blockchain and careers. So there is a lot of people who want to, build their career in blockchain. Most of them have a lot of doubts, how to start, where to start. I think, this will be a insightful session for those people who want to know more about blockchain careers and technologies. So this session specifically we have kept for those sessions who can ask questions with Raj, one-on-one. You can ask your doubts, whatever doubts you have. So Raj is here to help you guys. So over to you, sir.
Again, as usual, wonderful to be back. I can see great audience today. Nice. I'm enjoying the fact. I always enjoy the fact that people take interest in new technologies. Especially, since I took my interest in new technologies at the age of 48. Okay.
Exactly. And you being a non-tech, you were completely a non-IT guy and you moved in as a technical guy. And it was a great journey for you. You can also share your experience, how you moved.
Well, happy to share. All right. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me, but here's a little brief. Let me first put off the yes, camera's fine. Good. Guys, I started off my blockchain journey right back in 2010, a very long time back. 2008 was when blockchain started making waves, when Satoshi Nakamoto published the white paper on Bitcoin.org. And from 2008 onwards, it's just been a fantastic ride. I got into it in 2010, not because I wanted to. I had no idea what blockchain was at that time. I was interested in the Bitcoin aspect. But remember, Bitcoin is not blockchain and blockchain is not Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is a great use case of the blockchain technology. And the technology is a revolution. Bitcoin, speculation. So I got into it, yes, for the speculation aspect. I said, all right. And I don't come from a tech background, by the way, guys. I started learning technology hands-on when I was actually doing mining. I was a miner way back in 2010 when nobody knew what the hell is mining. Even I did not know. It was just taken there by a friend of mine. And he said, you can, spend some time doing some constructive work, learn some new technologies, because he knew I liked technology. I never actually dabbled in it. So that time, I'm a strategy guy. I finished my MBA in the 1980s, early 80s, when there was no computer. So coming from that background and coming into a background where I've now created 4 layer 1 blockchains, right? Blockchains which are a fork of Ethereum as well. That's one of them. Amongst others, there's another one, other couple of them we're doing. Now, the journey started with that, but the Bitcoin made me interested in the technology called blockchain. I did a lot of my research during the first 6 months, and long story short, today, it is not just sustenance. It has got me everything I need. I now work with more than 200 universities across India at multiple levels. I work very closely with a lot of governments, 12 state governments, and I'm also an advisor to the Goa government in blockchain and enterprise technologies, emerging technologies. Plus, I'm also on the crypto policy for the government of India. I also have advised for that. I'm also advising for SEBI. I'm advising for a lot of companies and a lot of Web3 companies. That's really fun. Right now, I think more than 50 companies, and I'm an advisory board member for more than 50 Web3 companies, and all that in a journey of about 12 years. So if you say blockchain, well, it gave me everything and more than I can ask. So from my story, I can say one thing: blockchain is here to stay, because the technology per se is a very revolutionary technology. Now, I'm going to let the floor be open today, and I'm going to help you with whatever you need, whichever aspect of blockchain you need to talk to me about. Now, remember, blockchain is pure play blockchain. There is crypto, there is NFTs, there is metaverse, there is gaming, there is decentralized finance or DeFi. Ask me literally anything. That's what this AMA says. Ask me anything. Ask me, guys. Floor is all yours now. And whenever you can ask me, you just pick up your hand and ask me. One, I have a question right off. Just one. Morning, sir. I don't have an idea about blockchain. Could you please tell me what a blockchain is? Okay, let me give you a simple. Let's start with that. That's a good question to start an opening session. Blockchain is nothing but a distributed database, in simple words. Example, I'll give you a very simple example. We must have heard of that old proverb, do not put all your eggs in one basket, right? Now, the eggs being the data and the basket being where the storage area or the store or the servers where they are stored. Okay, now imagine the eggs to be the data and that. What can happen if you have all eggs in one basket? The whole basket can fall. Someone can steal a couple of eggs. Somebody can break a couple of eggs. Somebody can steal the entire basket. Why? Because everything is in one place. All your data is in one place. Imagine if all your data is in one place, which is exactly how it is right now. And now imagine blockchain. Blockchain distributes data in multiple nodes or blocks across the globe, all over. Therefore, how am I going to search and how am I going to break into your data? There's so many blocks. Right now, only one block I need to penetrate. With blockchain, hundreds and thousands of blocks. And data is anonymous. I don't know it's mine. It could be anybody's. Very difficult, even for top hackers. Very difficult to hack. And the properties of blockchain that is decentralized, it doesn't belong to any one person. No, it's disintermediated all over. It doesn't. There are no intermediaries. It's direct one-to-one technology that allows me to transfer my data to you without any middleman. It is immutable. Immutable means it is never changed. You can never change it once it's in the block. These 3-4 principles of blockchain make it extremely valuable as a technology. We are now in Web 2. Web 2 is where we have all the sites and it's centralized. And all the big Amazons, the Microsofts, the Apple, everybody collects your data. And they make billions of dollars selling your data. Look at Google, billions of dollars. Nothing wrong, perfect. That's their business model. And you sign up for it. Nothing wrong. They're taking your permission. They're not doing anything illegal. But imagine if your data could be just yours. And if anybody wanted to use your data, you have to be paid for it, or you decide if you want to share it or not. That's the best part. So blockchain is back to you, the power back to you, the data power back with you. That's blockchain in a sense. So basically, it's a decentralized ledger. It's a ledger which is in multiple places. It's not centralized. So I have another question here. Okay, is there a coding knowledge experience required for blockchain? So Saket, if you want to become a developer, yes, there is. You need to understand Java, Python, or either of the two, that they'll be more useful for you, React, JS, etc. You can do that, yes. If you want to become a coder. If you do not want to become a coder, there are many other opportunities, and I'll talk to you about it. Okay, Tara says there seems to be a general skepticism in India about the blockchain. Let me correct you there, Tara. The skepticism is not about blockchain. Blockchain is a technology. There are 97 projects by the government of India on the blockchain. That's not skepticism. That is optimism. Second, the skepticism is on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That's where the skepticism is, and rightly so, because they are pretty deregulated. They can be used for nefarious activities. But that's a subject which is to be with compliance. We need compliance. We need rules, regulations, frameworks. Recently, just 2 days back, you may have read that the government of India has brought crypto transfers, etc., under anti-money laundering laws. Now, these are baby steps towards making the system more robust, safe, and secure. But that's a long way to go, a couple of years more to go. But if you say the skepticism about blockchain, then that's not a correct thing. If that was the case, I'm right now in India working on 82 projects, all blockchain. This is the private enterprise. I'm working with the government on 25 plus projects. That can't be skepticism, right? If the government was skeptic, sorry, they wouldn't be saying, Raj, get out, don't do this work, but I'm doing it. And the Goa government has now launched the largest initiative, the world's largest initiative in blockchain called Web3 on the Sea. I'll talk about it at the end of the program. It's the largest initiative in the world, not just in India. All right, Nathan Jain. Can you please let me know about smart contracts and how related to blockchain? All right, in healthcare, what is this? Okay. A smart contract is a contract that executes itself. Now, what does mean? Means, let's take a very simple example. Let's take a simple agreement, a tenancy agreement between, say, you and me. I have a tenancy agreement for 11 months. I'm paying 10,000 rupees rent for staying in your house. And every year, it will increase by 10%. Now, all these are facts which we have put into our agreement. Now, imagine the same thing in code, where we don't have to keep checking. Money is automatically getting transferred through escrow or whatever. But bottom line is, this same type of agreement can be coded onto a smart contract. Smart contracts are on the Ethereum network, which is again making this, they self-execute. Neither the buyer nor the seller has to do re-registration again. Automatically they agree. And by the time when it has to terminate, it terminates automatically. It's all over. The same. A smart contract is a series of instructions you give. Both parties agree and they sign it off. Once they are agreed, you can never change the smart contract. Now, that's just a one-line answer. The smart contract is a very deep subject and a very wonderful one, because blockchain runs only on smart contracts. Without smart contracts, blockchain doesn't work. So smart contract programming is something excellent. Now, in the healthcare space, you can use it for multiple things. You can use it for insurance payments. You can payouts. You can use it for automatically generating, along with AI, you can generate patient histories, etc. There are multiple other cases. We can talk about it in a separate one. If there is time, I will share more on the healthcare space with you. There are at least half a dozen cases which are being utilized in this space. Insurance being the most, like, for example, a mediclaim can be immediately settled through a smart contract if it meets all the required conditions. There are many more, but we'll just start with that. There are many more questions, so I'll just answer all that. Shardendu, how blockchain will help in B2B transactions for larger value? Say I want to explore more than Singapore-India tie-up. You'll have to be a little more, better. You have to better the question. What B2B value are you looking for? What large value? You can transfer any amount of money or any amount of things without paying a single rupee in commission through blockchain. So I think this is one of the biggest things. You're talking about the UPI, I think, more than in the Singapore-India tie-up, right? The Singapore-India tie-up is for the UPI. That's fine. That's in the blockchain world, it's called nothing. It's absolutely nothing. With the power of blockchain, I can transfer money everywhere, anywhere in the world. I mean, in seconds. I don't even have to pay a commission. I'll give you an example. If I go to a bank, I want to transfer, say, $1,000 to USA. Okay. First of all, I have to pay what the bank is written on top, dollar value. It's never the market value. If you have to buy the dollar from a bank, it's always more. And if you sell a dollar to a bank, it's always less. Blockchain eliminates this altogether. It picks up the market value and transfers. That's it. And in seconds, it's open 24/7. And unlike in India, Singapore type, it's a great type from a UPI perspective, but I still think it's nothing when you have a Bitcoin network. Frankly speaking, if you regulate the Bitcoin network, it might turn out much better. These things will all become passe. In fact, UPI should go on the blockchain, is my opinion. That's what I think. So the blockchain is way, way beyond that. Not only for transferring money, cross-border settlements is one of the things. All these can happen in a matter, and it's self-executing on smart contracts. Also, you can do it real-time. Real-time auditing can take place. So you don't have to tally accounts at the end of the day or the end of the week or whatever. All these things are part of the blockchain network. And the most important, most secure gateway anywhere in the world. Most secure gateway. You can never get hacked. I'm not saying that UPI will get hacked. If somebody tries, maybe they can, maybe they can't. I'm not getting into that debate. But the thing is, blockchain cannot be hacked. That's for sure. So how can I start my career in blockchain? One of the good things, maybe you can reach out to Vimlesh and his team. They will definitely tell you. One of the things is to understand the fundamentals of blockchain. Once you understand the fundamentals of blockchain, you can then decide what pathway you want to take. You want to be a techie. If you have got a tech orientation, you can become a developer. You can become a solution architect, analyst, engineer. That's the space. If you don't want to do that, you can get into the blockchain marketing. You can get into the metaverse aspect of it. There are so many aspects. But the basic thing, awareness, and the awareness comes from good education. Get yourself in a very nice course, big basic course. TimesPro has a great course. Have a look at that. That should be a fundamental step up. Now, why does it need to save our data in several nodes instead of one-to-one? I have a little confusion. Okay, I just tell you, you put all your data in one place. I'll hack it and take all your data out in 1 second. Period. Story over. If I have it in hundreds of locations, how will I get your data? I can't hack hundreds of computers at the same time, right? And it's anonymous. Right now, everything is with your name on it. Do you know, you go to the dark web, all your bank details I can get in 5 minutes or 10 minutes because it's a centralized server. I'm an ethical hacker. I can do that. If it's on the blockchain, I can't do it because every time I don't know which block to go to. And if I do find out, it'll take me so much time that I'll say, forget it, it's not worth it. Right? So your data, whether it is your commercial data, whether it's your personal data, whether it is your academic data, whether it's your healthcare data, do you want everybody to have it? How do you think you get phone calls for all the, so you're approved, pre-approved for credit card, you're pre-approved for loan. You get it because your data is with everybody. They give it and sell it. Why will I sell my data if I don't want phone calls? If I want a bank loan, I'll go to a bank. I don't want pesky calls coming, 10 calls a day, Bajaj Finance calling, this, then that calling. Why do I need it? If I need Bajaj Finance, I'll go to them. They're calling because your data has been sold. It has been sold because it's in a centralized server. Centralized server is that you go to a bank, right from the customer relation officer to the IT department, everybody has your bank details. You are comfortable with that? So you should not be comfortable with that. So the need to store data in multiple nodes is to spread and mitigate the risk of it being accessible. So only permissioned access is there, and you have the key in blockchain. The private key is with you. That's the difference. As of now, understanding, yes, UPI and Pay Now is P2P now. If P2P goes for all, going to change the transaction market. Yes, absolutely. So I think you got that right. It's going to be a big market. Then, hello, sir, I have a bit of confusion about proof of work mining concepts. Okay, I'll give you a little basics. Since I was a miner, when I was a miner, there used to be a proof of work. Now it's more of proof of stake. Now I'll explain to you a little bit of the difference. You see, I'll keep it in simple words without keeping technical so that everybody can sort of understand it. And if you still have a confusion, you can ask me more. Blockchain rewards, because it's an open community, it doesn't belong to anyone. It's a community. Yeah. It's what is called as a circular economy. In a circular economy, it is the community which believes that if this is worth $1 million, they'll believe it. If you say it's worth zero, you can believe it. So it's a community which makes decisions. Like a housing society, they make the decisions. They're not the government. They make decisions for the housing society and not outside. Now, in the blockchain space, when it started off, Bitcoin was the first to start off. And every time you would mining was putting the data into the blocks, etc., putting data into the blocks. And when you're putting data into the blocks, you're doing a service and you should be getting some reward for it. That reward was called Bitcoin or token. Okay. How did anybody get a Bitcoin? How do people get Bitcoins? Well, whenever any work was to be, I'll put it in very simple words. It's whenever I have to, suppose I have to give you work, put all my data on the blockchain, and I will reward you with Bitcoins. Now, if I give it to my own person all the time, that person will keep getting richer. Only one person will keep getting my contract. That's not what decentralization stands for. So, what the whole algorithm was designed, and I would like you to download Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper. It's available on the net. You can download it. It's very useful to understand. What it says basically, essentially, you mine, and we'll give you a certain amount of tokens for doing that. Now, how was it given? A big mathematical puzzle, very complicated puzzle, is thrown to the entire community. Whoever can solve the puzzle first gets the chance. They have to compute it and show how they have to also show all the steps they've taken to come to that conclusion that this is the answer. Now that is a problem also. It's a great thing, but it's also a small problem. The problem is it takes a lot of computing power, electricity, and computer power. Also, computing power is too much because you have to, so many people, thousands of people are all trying it at the same time. Huge volumes of electricity being used. The proof of work originally was like that. It was used by almost all blockchains to start off with. Now that has changed to proof of stake. Now, coming back to proof of work, when somebody would solve the problem, they would get the opportunity to create that database. In that database, there is a group of people. He has a group of about 70, 80 people who are in his group who have solved the problem. So those 70, 80 people, all of them get a copy of the database. Suppose it's a database of my bank record. My bank record says I have $10,000 in my account. I have spent $2,000 on buying some furniture. So I should have $8,000 left in it. I'm giving a very simple example. I'm not trying to complicate it for you. It's much more complicated in life than this, but still, it is still easier to understand when you make it simple. Now, that database goes to all the 60, 70 participants. The database goes to them. My name does not go to them. My bank account details don't go to them. A hash code is given. A code is there. They recognize everything by the code. This so-and-so string of code, and this is his account details. Now, they just have to validate whether 10 minus 2 equals to 8. And if it is yes, and all of them have to say yes, all 60, 70, all the groups, 60, 70, 100, 200, 500, whatever they have, all have to say the same thing. Now, when they say the same thing, means you've got very accurate data because not a single one has said no, 10 minus 2 is equal to 7. No, because mathematics will never go wrong. Blockchain is based on mathematics. Consensus means everyone agreeing that 10 minus 2 is 8. And then when everyone agrees, validated, put into the block. That is the initial process of blockchain. So blockchain gives you the accuracy, trust, and the 60, 70 people, they don't know where they're sitting each other. None of them know each other as a community. Okay. All of them. And the consensus means everyone agreeing that 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. That's it. So that is your consensus mechanism. And your mining concept, mining is a reward, as I told you. It started off with 100 coins. Now it is going to become 6.25 coins. Every 2 years, it becomes half from 100 to 50 to 25 to 12.5. Now 6.25 is going to be the reward which you get. It's becoming extremely difficult because now the number of coins, bitcoins, when the bitcoins were started, they said that there will be only 21 million bitcoins, and by 2040 they will not be minted anymore. So everybody who wants the reward can take it now and later on hold it or whatever. So that's why, as their scarcity has become, even the reward has become lesser, right? From the hundreds to 6.25 now. So yeah. So Krishna has a question here. How will CBDC be implemented in India? Now you're asking me a question, which is a great question actually. Now, CBDC has already been piloted in India at a B2B, business to business level, not B2C. You cannot use it. Businesses can use it. There are also a certain section under the controlled environment of the Reserve Bank of India where they're testing it. CBDC, for those who don't know, stands for CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. Oh, there are some questions somewhere else also. Okay. Let me just answer these and then we can come here. So CBDC. Ramesh, I'll answer the 13 questions also. I'm absolutely happy to answer all. So CBDC, it will be implemented in India. It is being touted as a substitute for cryptocurrencies. Now, whether it does or not, we will see only in the future. I say no, but the government feels that it might be. So one of the key things about CBDC is it is under control of the Reserve Bank. It is not unlike a crypto, which is not under control of any one entity. So how will it be rolled out? In phases. In China, it has taken 4 years for it to be implemented. In Nigeria, where I worked on the CBDC project, the world's first CBDC project, it took about 2.5 years for them to take it out. We have just started piloting. Once the piloting starts, it will take a time for all stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are going to be banks, merchants, exchange agents. Everybody will be there. All have to be in sync with the technology. So I think it's going to take a little time, but it will be implemented in India. Okay, so we have the question answer session. Where's the question answer session? Here's the question answer session. All right. Okay, so then one question, her CBDC is applicable B2B, but few banks, including mine, has asked us to register for CBDC, and then they will use it. Okay. Well, they are doing it now because they want a database of B2C also. So if you don't have to register, it's not compulsory. I would recommend you see how the B2B works first. If there are a lot of glitches right now. If the glitches get solved, then only you register. Otherwise, you wait. Nobody can force you to register. Okay. Right now, they're only collecting database for B2C. So don't fall for that. Right. I have another question. I think I have answered your question about mining concept. And Nitin, can you please let me know smart contracts? I told you that also. Morning, sir. How could blockchain and data science? Oh, that's a good question, Shaman. Okay. And before that, I have a question on what are the job roles in the metaverse domain, both tech. Ooh, more questions are being popped. Too many of them. Right. Answer live. I'm going to answer all of them. This I've answered. Done. So this I've answered. Okay. I'm going to done. If I missed out on something, I'll just. The metaverse was the first question. There are plenty of opportunities in the metaverse, right from marketing to UI to UX to engineering to writing smart contracts to creation of NFTs to becoming a community manager to becoming a project manager to becoming a designer. There are people who are earning lots of money by just designing objects for the metaverse. That's a very big space, designing for the metaverse, because people really want to, get to know what should I do in the metaverse. There are at least 20 ways of earning money in the metaverse. All right, I'll have a separate session on that maybe. But the bottom line is the metaverse has given a lot of opportunity, branding, marketing. All these are part of the metaverse. The metaverse is an extension of Web 2, not a replacement, an extension. So you need people who understand the metaverse. How will they position the brand out there? What all can they do there? What could be the events? So event managers are a big draw also in the metaverse. Now, next question is, how can we use blockchain and data science? It's a very good question because blockchain and data science are always going to go hand in hand. Data science relies on accuracy of data. Blockchain gives sanctity to data. So sanctified data, that is secure and trustable data, is the base on which data science can then do the rest of the work of creating the different modelings, the risk mitigation models, etc., etc., etc. So I think a good knowledge of blockchain and data science is valuable. You can decipher data correctly, accurately, and therefore your modeling and future projections of everything would be great. So it's a great thing, a good question also. What about cryptocurrency plus commodity project? What about that? I mean, what's the question really? Commodities and cryptocurrencies, really in India, you will not be seeing any project like this. Outside, there are quite a few. But Achal, this you'll have to be more, if you ask me just a little more clarity in this question, you can ask me. But like debt US based company, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In India, it's not going to be possible. So we're not going to see that until there are rules and regulations. So there, yes, the world is moving towards debt, like crypto and commodity exchanges, but it's still too early days, too few use cases. In fact, the Japanese-based commodities exchanges were actually looking at making it a unified exchange, a complete unified exchange on the blockchain. But that's only in theory right now. Nothing much has happened in that. So it's still premature. It's a great space. And in the future, it will be utilized. Why? Because blockchain allows you to tokenize and a commodity can be tokenized. Tokenization is the key for the future. And blockchain is the only technology where you can start tokenizing. Okay. What about I've tried the answer? Done. Okay, the answer I've done. Done. I'm a bit of confusion. I've answered this one. Because how do you do hands-on coding and blockchain just if you started in developer? Anonymous attendee first. If you are anonymous, how am I supposed to give you an answer? I should know your name. Why cannot anybody learn technology? You have to have the passion for it, right? If I have to learn something, I will learn. I will go through courses. I will go through tutorials. I will do the needful. Exactly the same way. And anonymous ones, you should have the guts to actually put your name on there to ask questions. It's always a nice thing to be told who you are and why you ask this question. So but that's my first thing. If you're good in whatever you are, you should never be anonymous. Be confident of whoever you are. Next, I have a bit of confusion. I've done this. How CBDC, I have done this. Sunny Nungar, can you explain smart contract in detail, please? Because I see companies like SAP have systems that are already automating payment schedules. SAP is automating payment schedules. Absolutely no problem. Perfect. They have got a very good process flow. Smart contracts, just automate them with a layer of extra security. SAP is using blockchain pretty nicely also. How different are smart contracts in the above examples? So you're not replacing smart contracts are not replacing any existing systems. They are making them more secure and more functional. That's all. They're only enhancing the existing process, and making it more secure because they are on the blockchain. Hitherto, they were not on the blockchain. Now they are. So I would not say that SAP versus smart contracts. It's SAP and smart contracts. You work together. Blockchain is one technology. It is not replacing any technology. It is inclusive. It is actually people getting insight. It's inclusion, not exclusion. So a smart contract also, by the way, has a lot of other added benefits, which some of the SAP systems did not have in the future, but they're working very closely on that right now. So it's a question of time before the convergence comes, and they are going to be one and the same thing, but on a blockchain based platform. That's all. So that's done. Which is the best institutes? I think that has been answered. Done. Okay. Can you speak more about technical details, technologies used in implementations in a blockchain phase? Well, as I told you, the technologies you really need to Node.js, React, Java, JavaScript, Python. You need to understand that. And if you do that, Java, this is a new question. Okay. So that's the technologies you need to have a good knowledge of. If you're in the metaverse, you need to have also a good knowledge of artificial intelligence, VR, AR, XR, etc. So Shubham says, where we use blockchain technologies, Shubham, you use it anywhere. Basically, any sector, manufacturing, e-governance, supply chain, agriculture, healthcare, charities, hospitality, anywhere. It's basically utilities, is virtually everywhere. So I can keep on giving examples. It will take about 2 days for me to complete. I'm right now working on 57 different sector-based solutions. So basically everywhere. Okay. Is CBDC controlled by RBI? Don't you think the concept of decent... Sunny, yes, absolutely. CBDC is controlled by RBI, and RBI has never said it's putting it on the blockchain. In fact, they have not even said they want blockchain. Because once they do, then they'll be alluding to the idea that blockchain is good. They are right now not putting it on the blockchain. They said they are contemplating putting the entire CBDC in the blockchain, but they're not testing it on a blockchain right now. So the concept of decentralizing the stake, the very fact that RBI is involved, there is no decentralization. It is centralized. Central bank digital currency. There is no decentralization here. It belongs to, the control belongs to the bank. They can switch off your account the minute they like it, like that. Nothing. It is not at all decentralized, in fact. It's controlled by RBI. They are going to control it because they are, any institute does not wish to let go of any control. No one wants to lose power. Neither does RBI. Neither any government for that matter. RBI, you take it, it's all there. The CBDC is always going to be a centralized. It is never going to be. The blockchain, if it's put on a layer of blockchain, it is for the safety and security of the data. It has nothing to do with not having access. So the data security aspect may be on the blockchain, but otherwise it's not going to be centralized. It's completely centralized. It has nothing to do with it. It runs on the same principles as cryptocurrencies, but because it's programmable, but it is not going to be decentralized. That's a wild dream if we have that. It's not going to be decentralized. Okay, on the basis of your views, what would be the time period for adoption of blockchain in Indian depositories, financial Niti? That's a good question. I look at a window of about 5 to 7 years before they start adopting, because Indian financial system is highly regulated, highly compliant based. Right now, we don't even have a blockchain policy or a crypto policy. Unless the policy is in place in the first place, the rest of the things will take its own time. Australia has started moving in this direction. Australia, one of the early adopters. If you have a look at the Australian blockchain roadmap, which is available also on the net, that is a good document to check out how adoption in the financial sector, because they have given priority to the financial sector first. Kerala, as a state, also is doing a lot of work in this space. So Kerala has started working, they want to put all their financial systems on a blockchain. Kerala is doing a lot of work in that space. But I see, what period, if you ask me, 5 to 7 years minimum. That also, at the way we are going, at the rate what we are going now. If we go faster, then better, but I don't see it happening. How to open a Web3 company? Okay, so this is done. How to open a Web3 company? What are the process or steps required? Which domain should be focused on near future? Ravindra, you're asking me to help you open a business. All right, I will help you open the business, but you need to tell me which domain you are in. What is your specialty? If I can tell you, okay, open a manufacturing unit and you are a baker, how will that coincide? No, both things can be put in a Web3, but you need to know first define what are your priorities. Basically, in any domain, you can open a Web3 company. And what are the process or steps? First and most important, understand what is Web 2, what is Web 3. And that comes from education. Which domain should be the focus on the near future? Security, infrastructure, marketing, ease of use, UI, UX. This is where you need to start focusing in. That's the first, if you really want to do that. But first, understand the basics. Courses or tutorials, Vimlesh, I think Vimlesh, you will be able to definitely answer this question. So Ravi, you can ask Vimlesh. Vimlesh will send you details. They have a lot of great courses. They can send you that. Grishma says, dear sir, there are quite a few blockchains like Ethereum, Polkadot. Which one is the ideal to start with learning? Rather than call the ideal, I would say you start working on Ethereum and Hyperledger because they are the two most popular ones. I'm not saying they're the only ones. And Solana. These three, I would say, would be a first choice. Why Ethereum? Because most smart contracts are written at that. Solana is a great one. Also, is a smart contract capabilities. So you use those. So that's it. I hope that answers your question. So the Ethereum, etc. What is your take on mass adoption of blockchain in India? I think when I told you at the beginning, government is doing 97 different cases in 16 different states. Now that itself is a testimony to the technology being blockchain, right? So the mass adoption is also going to take time. If you look at it, even 10 years back, for example, were you using Google Pay? No. Today, everybody uses Google Pay, right from you to the sabziwala, to the buy, everybody wears, to the drivers, to the corporate executives, everybody uses it. It takes time. It takes about 10 years. So I see another 5 to 8 years for mass adoption. Next question. Could you speak to some of the 25 projects involving blockchain you're working on with the Indian government? Yeah, sure. Most of them, Tara, most of the Indian government cases are around supply chain, track and trace of vegetables, fruits, etc. Right now, I'm doing tracking and tracing of liquor for the excise department, where you can actually, right from the beginning to the end, you can track and trace the liquor bottles as they go, because a lot of them, spurious liquor was being marketed, and that's a leak for an excise department. In fact, that's a very big use case. Then simple things like putting the death certificate and birth certificates on the blockchain. That's being done in West Bengal, Bankura and Durgapur as pilot projects. Then there is another very nice project of putting driving licenses on the blockchain. Telangana government is in fact trying to put the voting process on the blockchain. Now that may take a longer time, but that's being done. A lot of e-governance processes are being put on the blockchain. Power grid management on the blockchain is being done by the UP government. That's another very good use case. Then we have got many other use cases. I can probably, if you reach out to me, Tara, I can send you a sheet of all the different ones which I'm working on right now. So a lot of them include even logistics, even health certificates, COVID certificates we did with the Maharashtra government on the blockchain. We're doing caste certificates with the Maharashtra government on the blockchain, even degrees and documents on the blockchain. Some of the IIMs have adopted it, some of the universities have adopted it. So that's a lot of things which you're doing right now. There are many more, but some other time maybe, but paucity of time. I've only got 20 minutes and a lot of questions. But you can reach out to me anytime. I'm happy to share. I'll happy to share a chart with you. Can a special chain be made that do not require a high amount of energy validity? It has already been made. There are many of them, Algorand, Avalanche, and there are a lot of others are already there, and they require very little. Even now, Ethereum also, after its new version of Ethereum, takes 99.95% lesser energy than it did before. So that's a huge saving. So Ethereum new version is also one of them. Data science is the extension of blockchain technology. I would say yes. I've answered this before. Data science gets good data, secure data, accurate data, and therefore use better. So Yeah, but data science is definitely a good use case along with blockchain because you get your accuracy of data. Are there any gray areas in blockchain technology which can be used as a PhD topic? Oh, yes, I would love to share this with you. I'm doing a lot of work on that myself. Gray areas are basically areas of security audits, forensics. Good institute of blockchain research throughout the world are very few. There's one opening in Goa very soon. Vimlesh and I will be in touch with you for that. I will ask Vimlesh, I'll ask TimesPro to be there also. We are there. The Goa government is setting up the largest forensics research and uh, around blockchain technology. And it's all going to have standards, compliance, taxation, all those topics of research will be there and courses within that space, including tracking and tracing and movement of money, including crypto forensics, crypto crime, etc., etc. So that's a very gray area of blockchain. And I'm doing a lot of work in that space personally. Globally, I'm also teaching the Dubai government on these areas. So that's my area of specialization is also a lot in this. Reach out anytime. What is the future of blockchain? Can any other technology take it over? Future of blockchain and can technology? Well, as from what I can see, I don't see in the next 20, 25 years any technology coming anywhere near that right now. Yes, I can see the same technology evolving into a better versions of itself. We had blockchain 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. The versions will keep improving, but the future is extremely bright. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. I started my career in about 12, 13 years back. Okay. Today, for 1 hour of counseling, I charge 300 euros. It's got a good future. Okay. CBDC is not in blockchain. It's a new surprise. Yeah, well, it's not on the blockchain. It's not on the blockchain as yet. They should put it on the blockchain. Okay. While validating the block, we give the miners a certain amount. How will we claim the blockchain doesn't charge a fee? Yeah, I think I explained it in the beginning how the rewards are given for every block completed from 100 to 6.25. So how can we claim that blockchain doesn't charge a fee? They're given as tokens. They're not charging any money. They're given as tokens. The tokens have value. In fact, you're enhancing the value of a blockchain. You're not taking away from the blockchain. Blockchain is giving you, which you can convert into cash. Blockchain doesn't charge a fee. Ethereum does charge a fee, etc. But that's when you're going to use something, any technology, which doesn't. Are you paying a license fee for it? No, you're not paying license fee. Do you have to pay every year like Microsoft or Apple? You don't have to pay. Yeah, it's free. So you pay as per use. Microsoft, you have to pay even if you don't use. So that's a big difference. Thanks a lot, Viyosh. Okay, Ravindra. Fine. Thank you for the session. Great. What are the job opportunities? Without knowledge of coding and blockchain, guys. So without coding, you can become a product manager. You can become a community manager. You can become a project manager. You can become sales and marketing guys in blockchain are paid one of the highest, as much as developers, almost as much as developers. May not be in India, but outside India for sure. You can get a lot of remote jobs, marketing, remote jobs. You can become a crypto journalist, lots of them. And if you write to me one-on-one, I will send you a list of over 30 vocations. No problem. How to use blockchain technology in my sector. So Shubham, you have to tell me what is your sector, then I'll be able to answer it. Which crypto coins are better hold for better returns? Crypto coins are better. I'm not going to talk much about crypto, but if you use stable coins are the only way out today. Look at the way Bitcoin has crashed in the last few days from $25,000 to $21,000. So be away from speculation. Look for stable coins. Okay, what are the job opportunities? I've given this answer. By the way, I'm Sunny. I'm a SAP consultant and I aspire to be a solution architect. Great. That's a one. This is a Sunny. You're doing a great stuff. You're a SAP consultant and aspire to be a solution architect. Best combination. I can see your pay going up 5-fold in the next 3 years. I'd like to work on use case with you if you given a chance. Sure, Sunny, you reach out to me whenever we have anything going on in this space. I'll be more than happy to connect you there. We are working on 50 odd projects. I'm sure somebody is working on SAP in my team. I'll put you on to them. Great. You're in a great space. No open questions here. Now let me come back right here. All right. Is there any coding knowledge experience required for blockchain? And I said, yes. The coding knowledge is, you need to know how to code in Python and Java. This is good. So I think I've answered most of these questions. Proof of work I've done. We have 13 questions are done. I heard CBD is applicable. Want to learn about more? Want to learn? Good morning. Yes. So I think I've answered most questions.
So
Great areas
yeah,
I've answered.
few questions on chat.
Okay, maybe you can just read it out to me. I've got a bad throat now.
Yeah, sure. So
I've been
Aradhana is
speaking
asking.
non-stop. You see, I've been speaking in events non-stop since the last 15 days. So you know
Yeah,
my schedule. But you can ask me the questions, I'll answer them. Ravi has raised his hand.
yeah. Let me just allow Ravi to speak.
All right, allow everybody to speak now. Maybe you can just ask me one-on-one now.
Yeah,
Don't make
Ravi,
me start the questions yet.
you can unmute yourself and you can ask question.
Ravi's got a very nice name. He sounds like a banker. So you're a rich guy, Ravi. Come on, you ask me the
Hello.
question. Yes, Ravi.
Hi,
Hi.
hi, Raj.
Cheers.
The question was, I think you said that Vimlesh would be answering that. So the thing is that I've been working in the IT industry from past 6, 7 years,
Okay.
and I started as a management guy. So, but I'm still intrigued about the development and all those things where you could code and do something which is actually interesting. Management is quite boring for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but blockchain sounds really interesting, and I just want to understand if there's something out there which would let me know if this is for me or not. So before investing into it, because see the courses are pretty expensive nowadays, and I just want to understand if how can I start with it and to understand if it's for me or not. So
Okay. The
yeah,
first thing you should ask yourself, you already answered half your question by saying that management is a little boring. It is
yeah,
a little boring because it doesn't expand you beyond a certain point. You can push
yes,
push it to a certain level.
yes,
Blockchain comes and gives you a way of expression way beyond.
hmm,
Why? Because it is decentralized. It is supposed to be
yeah,
opened out. A lot of it should be open to debate,
yeah,
right? And nothing is right and wrong. Everything is open for debate. Now, I'm a non-techie. I'm a management guy.
okay,
At the age of 48 in 2010, now I'm 60. At the age of 48, I took the leap of faith and said, let me pivot at 48 when people are thinking in another few years I'm going to retire, right?
hmm,
I didn't. I'm not regretting it. Today, my minimum consulting fees, which I charge but I combine management and tech together.
hmm,
Minimum fees I charge for a client, an American client, is $200,000 per annum for his just consulting, if it's a yearly consulting assignment. That's not a
okay,
small amount of money,
yeah,
right? That should be a very good motivation for you to say, wow, if I learn blockchain as well as I have management, I will
hmm,
be able to put in strategy as well as technology together. Those people are very few in the blockchain space. Putting strategy and technology together, that's very
yeah,
few. There are good developers, they're great strategists, but both,
but both,
very
yeah,
few. And that's where the opportunities are. And mind you, I've got 10 to 12 such paying customers. Apart
okay,
from, I sit on 56 boards. I would not be a techie does not sit on so many boards,
hmm,
but a management guy does, right? If you look
yeah,
at all boards, hardly a techie is there. They're mostly management guys, strategy guys. So
hmm,
to bring in a layer of that blockchain technology, which as it is alluding to so many people, I teach KPMG, I teach Larson and Dubro, I teach big boys about this subject. Even a KPMG needs to know from someone like us.
yeah.
They don't have the inherent skills. That's where you can actually combine your management as well as your blockchain knowledge. Whatever you pay for it, you'll recover it within weeks.
No, I understand that, but the challenge is that with today's market in India, especially in the IT sector, uh, and the expenses
Hmm.
and everything there, so it's really hard to decide whether you can invest into it right away
You
or
know,
not. So,
I don't know. I work in India on 50 odd cases. I work
hmm,
outside India on more than 100 projects. When I say I have a small team. So I
hmm,
don't, I do the macro level. Micro level, I have a team.
yeah,
So I'm doing 140, 150 projects, which is a hell of a lot only in the blockchain space. They are small to big also.
hmm, hmm,
In India, in the month of, now we are in March, in Feb to March, we have signed 9 contracts in the blockchain space, each of them over $1 million.
okay,
I don't think in the blockchain space, there's not much of iteration. In other spaces, yes. And that's where you will have an edge to, if you are if you are get a tech knowledge in a specific niche, which is very popular today and for the next 10 years,
hmm,
you're going to be virtually indispensable. That's my thought.
okay,
I see
yeah,
it from my experience. I share my experience and I work with a lot of corporates. So they are always asking me, Arey Raj, koi Rust developer dena, koi acha marketing ka banda dena. So they keep asking me. Every day they ask me for marketing guys also. So it's all over. If I show you my inbox in a day has a request for about 100 to 200 people almost every day in the blockchain space, because I don't go outside the space. So I think it's here, and what happens is now with blockchain coming in with AI, converging with AI, converging with IoT, converging with cybersecurity. One of the largest business houses, which has offices in 18 countries, has just onboarded me to spread the blockchain, to create blockchain division for them in all these 18 countries. It's a huge opportunity. I already see 300 jobs there.
Okay. Right? Yeah, that does make sense.
I will session with me separately on that if you like. You can pick my brains. You can take my number and pick my brains later on. No problem.
Sure, okay? Sure, definitely.
We got some more guys. Vimlesh, just read out the next few questions. Vimlesh, पढ़ रहे हो कि मैं पढ़ता हूँ? Anyway, I only read. Okay. A lot of people raise hands, isn't it? Hi, sir. Kindly send your contact number. Vimlesh, can you send them my number in case they want to ask me? Ask for me. I'm on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn also. I am only on LinkedIn. I don't have the Facebook, Insta stuff. So, or Vimlesh can send you. And Vimlesh, once I've spoken, you can then follow up with them. I'm a recent graduate of MS in Applied Finance and MBA looking to enter investment banking. Please let me know if you have anything in my domain. Harsh, yes, you can reach out to me also, or reach out to Vimlesh. They have a team. They will definitely help you. No problem. Yeah, is there any more questions? I think I can see some more. Question and answers. I see some of them. From barter to blockchain. What next? Good question. I like that. Maybe we can write a book title of that. From barter to blockchain. From barter to blockchain, what next? I don't see. I think at the end of the day, we'll all go into circular economies and start bartering again. The wheel turns a full circle. So, as you said, from barter to blockchain, I see the wheel turning a full circle, going back to barter again. So, Paras, look out. Maybe 25 years now. I'll probably not be here, but you can let me know if that came out true. What is actually mining, Ashwini? Mining is basically is putting all the, creating the blocks for a blockchain, and that we call it mining because you're actually putting it all inside, and your reward is the Bitcoin. You mine for Bitcoin. The mining it's just a term used by the Bitcoiners in the beginning to call mining, but doing the work and getting rewarded for it. Can you elaborate on mining? I would be happy to do, Ashwini, if you write to me separately, I can do that, or connect with me on LinkedIn. I can send you what is mining. I can send you a couple of good videos also. Have a look at those. But we have only 5-7 minutes left for the session. Therefore, I'd like to try and answer all of them. But I can give you a very nice note on that. So reach out to me on LinkedIn or wherever, and then we can do that. Okay. What will you do? Follow your path, Mr. Kapoor? Please explain your career path, please. RR, who is RR? I don't know, but anyway, RR, I'm also R. So it sounds like now a South Indian movie like KKK, now RRR or whatever. So yeah. So my career path was basically, I learned a lot of programming myself. I learned in those days whatever was required to understand. The same thing we can do today. I actually, one of the things I did was get myself invested very heavily in understanding what is blockchain, and I am not complaining. So if you want any one-on-one session with me, please feel free to reach out to me. No problem. How blockchain increases privacy aspects in our daily life. Your bank account is centralized. I can get into your bank account. Recently, HDFC bank account had 7 crore information of 7 crore users in the darknet, available for free. That's a risk for you, my friend. Now, in your daily life, would you like your data to be with everybody, or would you like it to be with just you? Answer that question. You got your answer. Okay. Will you be faculty to us? So somebody asked, will you be faculty for us, Aditya? Absolutely, I will be. I'm part of this. Anything which is to do with blockchain education, I'm more than happy to be part of it anyways. Vimlesh can ask me. Vimlesh, in fact, has just asked me yesterday to be one. So I'm definitely going to be there. So yes, the answer is yes. I will make sure that you understand blockchain the way it's to be understood. Somebody says, you are very humble, sir. Okay, thank you. I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please explain how Web3 and blockchain are related. Well, because we have less time, in one simple line, right now we live on Web2, that is centralized internet. Web3 will become decentralized internet. using blockchain, where again the power of all the data will be with you. Right now, when you load anything on YouTube, anybody can use it, anybody can take it without even paying you for it. You upload a song, they can take it. You upload a blog, they can take it. Right? On Web3, you will not be. Anybody wants it, they have to pay you or reward you or take permission from you. Right now, nobody takes permission from you. That's Web3 for you. How BC blockchain is applicable for IoT and AI sectors? Raja asked me, how is blockchain applicable for IoT and AI sectors? I would like you to, Raja, we have a little time, but I would like to give you a website. You go to have a look at that website that is using IoT and AI and blockchain. It is called sea.earth, SEA dot EARTH. I would like you to go through it and see how that company, I'm an advisor in that company also, by the way, and we have used IoT, AI, and blockchain. That's why I'm giving you that particular company. Have a look at that. You will get most of your answers. If not, reach out to me. I'm there on the blog. I'm there on the page. How do you see machine learning applied in blockchain? How do I see machine learning being applied in blockchain? Manoj, good question. With AI and ML being a very integral part of the future emerging technologies, I'll ask a very simple question. Machine learning what is machine learning and AI? Intelligence that is already the data which whatever data you feed, you will get answers from there. So sanctity of the data can be ensured with blockchain. So in the future, AI and ML will give out better algorithms, better answers than right now, how it is giving. Right now, so we got good answers. It become even great. It becomes greater and greater. The Kaizen effect keeps on increasing. How does multiple domain experience professional with engineering MBA qualifications align to blockchain? I think I just told you, Aditya, that I am a multiple domain experience myself. I don't have, I come from a strategy background. I now work in multiple domains right across sectors, whether it is financial sector, whether it is agriculture, because ultimately be sector agnostic. Understand the base, the technology. Understand how the application areas are. That's the most important thing. Sectors are not important. Understand them one by one. Yes, as you keep on doing projects, you will keep on understanding them better and better. But the more important thing is understand blockchain. And once that is done, the fundamentals of blockchain are done. You will be able to, and you're an MBA, or if you're an MBA in engineering, you'll be able to do it easily. So, somebody, what was Sea Earth? So, Sea Earth is nothing but a website which is a project, actual live project of which are using IoT technology, AI technology, and blockchain technology. I gave that example because one of the questions was, how do you see IoT and AI working? You will see it right there on this. It's C.Earth, by the way. So CSEA.EARTH. Have a look at that.
So Achal has a question.
Some two participants have raised their hand. Maybe we can take the last two questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Achal, you can ask your question.
It's 12. We started 5 minutes late, so I've got 5 minutes more to give. No problem.
Hello, sir. Very good morning.
Yes, Achal. Good morning to you.
Sir, basically, I'm a finance guy. I have done MBA in finance and last 12-year experience in the stock market. So how can blockchain is just like relevant to just kind of apply in my profession?
Okay, you are in the stock market, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Go to Google and search NASDAQ blockchain, NASDAQ.
Okay.
Now, when you go to not now, you can do it later on, Aram se. But NASDAQ blockchain is how the NASDAQ, you know what NASDAQ is, right? You're in the stock market. What is NASDAQ?
Yes.
Huh? Yes. The New York Stock Exchange, right?
Stock Exchange, yes.
New York Stock Exchange. Now, NASDAQ is one of the first stock exchanges which is coming out. They're now piloting the use case of blockchain for the stock market. They'll be putting all their trades on the blockchain. They'll be putting smart contracts to settle for trade settlement, real-time audit, everything on the blockchain. So nobody can make any changes or mistakes in that. Now, that is the great use case. Have a look at NASDAQ blockchain. You will get your answers there.
Okay. So hoping the Indian
even in DMAT, everything is now being put onto the smart contracts there.
Okay. Yes, daily contract, whatever the trade we do, right? The exchange.
And all be running on smart contracts in a pilot at NASDAQ.
Okay. So hope in India also.
Yeah, in India also will happen. Let there be some rules and regulations clarity. There's in India rules and regulations not clear as yet. Therefore, it's not happening. Otherwise, once it is done as a technology, it is brilliant. Unfortunately, people think of it as crypto. That's not the
Yep.
that's not a fact.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Any more questions
There's a question in chat.
in chat? There is a question.
Hemant Singh asked, with no background of technology and coding, what should be my starting point for the blockchain learning?
Again, I have answered it and I'll answer again. No problem. Answer is, Vimlesh, send the details of the Blockchain Foundation program to him.
Yes,
The
I'm going to
Blockchain
send it.
Foundation is useful for everybody, whether you are a techie or a non-techie. The foundation is very important because you must understand what is a blockchain. In a 1 hour AMA, we can't cover all of blockchain, right? It has taken so many years to evolve. It takes time. You have to invest in it, so it invests back for you. So learn the fundamentals, techie or non-techie. That's my answer for everyone. Understand the intricacies, the fundamentals. Why do we learn ABC? So we can form sentences. Once we can form sentences, we can make paragraphs, we can write essays, we can write reports, we can write books. But ABC you still have to know. That's the answer. ABC सीखो पहले. And it's not difficult. It's just another subject. All right, so we have some more questions here. Question answer.
Yeah, we have Aditya Prasad. How about
blockchain in agriculture? Oh, it's very nice. So I'm a chairman of a company in which they are focusing on the agriculture sector. All the entire supply chain of seeds, pesticides, crops, everything is on the blockchain. I can, Aditya, if you reach out to me, I can share with you the name of the company and you can see what they're doing. AgroBlock is there also. There are many of them. Basically, you can use it even for, along with IoT and drone technology, you can even use it for predicting weather patterns, etc., so that you know when to plant, when to do the harvesting. So all these things can be done. Agriculture is one of the biggest use cases of blockchain. And if you can reach out to me, I'll send you a whole document. I've written it for the Indian government also and for the African government. The Indian government is implementing it in their blockchain policy, agriculture blockchain policy. So what is the initial coin offering process? Jobin, ICOs. ICOs are a very bad name to talk about in India. But I will tell you, what is the initial coin offering process? Basically, if I have a coin, the coin is nothing but a token of reward for my community to buy into my project. Okay. If I have a great project, I started on the blockchain and I said, I'm giving out coins as a reward for all the developers, the community managers, and all the people who support me in my initial phases. You take out an initial coin offering, but that is not easy. It's easier said than done. It is a whole process of marketing to make noise about that coin. You know, you've heard of the Shiba Inu coin. Does nothing. Marketing, great. Look at people are buying it. So the process is quite simple, but there's no authority to control it. There are many companies which do it. There are no authorities that control it. And that's one of the reasons why the government of India, for example, is against cryptocurrencies, because there is no authority to control it. Blockchain and realization Krishma, read my article which I wrote in DT Next just this last Monday. If you like, I can send you. Vimlesh might have got that. Vimlesh, I had written specifically about SDGs and blockchain and ESG reporting. If you don't have it, I'll send it to you. Vimlesh, please send it to Grishma.
Yes.
This is the beginning of a very huge thing which we are doing. Love to work in this combination. If you love to work in this combination, feel free to reach out to me, Grishma. I'll more than happy to get inside this project. There are massive projects. It's one of the biggest projects we are doing worldwide. Grishma, you can get in touch and read this DT Next article, which I've written specifically on this. Very good point. And SDGs, I really believe that it's a very big thing. And I'm more than happy if you want to contribute here.
Yeah. I'm going to post that in our community, the article which is written by
Yeah, you can just post it in the community. And then they can reach out anything, want more detail, they can always reach out. Yes. Understanding the physical implementing blockchain is important, right? So Sunny, yes, I am introducing blockchain. How are they using it? I mean, okay, I am using, now I'll tell you what, this is probably my last one. Right, okay. Now I'll give you this last question because this is something very close to my heart also. What is IIM using it for? They're not using it for, what happens now? Forget IIM for a moment. India's got 20,000 universities, colleges, whatever. How many of them are fake? We don't know. degrees are issued, everybody issued degrees. Remember one thing, India is called a white ink economy. Why is it called white ink economy? Because you can take out a Xerox of my brother's mark sheet, white ink, and put your name and get it done and you pay $500 to a guy to make a true copy of it. Anybody can do it. It's a very common thing. Second, there are very good people who are very strong at, Adobe Illustrator. They can manipulate your mark sheets like that. That cannot be done if it's on the blockchain. Now, that is what IIM is doing. All the degrees and certificates which IIMs and IITs issue will be issued on the blockchain. So the verifying can be done from anywhere across the globe, real time. I can even post it on LinkedIn for that matter. You can check it from LinkedIn also. So right now, the process of verification is like this. If I go for a job, give my certificates, they send all that to the university to check whether it is genuine, etc. And they have to pay a certain amount of fee for it. That is a problem because imagine a Tata's, recruiting 20,000 people. Even if they are checking all their education documents at a cost of 500 rupees per document, it's a huge cost. If it's on the blockchain, click, check. And if it's on the blockchain, it can never be changed. The mark sheet has to tally what is on the blockchain. That's what IIMs are using it for. Share the document answers also. Of course, RR, I will definitely, Vimlesh will put it on the community. Vimlesh will share every Monday. I put up an article. Every Monday, Vimlesh, you can just, once the article, you can share it with them. It's good to get knowledge.
So we'll be posting all the documents, all the session recording and learning materials in our community. So please join our community. I'll be posting the link here. So to get access for all the materials and whatever the articles which Raj sir is written, I'll be posting in our community.
What you could do is, wherever I write my comments or worldwide, whatever we are doing, I will share them so they also can get an idea of what's happening in the world. Right? Join the community. That's really cool.
So I think, so we're already running out of time. So I think, it's time to wind up the session. In fact, still, the questions are coming here. I think, if you
those who have not been able to ask the questions can reach out to us directly. No problem. My LinkedIn profile, just search for Raj Kapoor blockchain. You will find me. Okay. Raj Kapoor blockchain. There's only one Raj Kapoor after Raj Kapoor actor. One is Raj Kapoor blockchain. Okay. That's me. You'll find me. Somebody's already sent me some invites on LinkedIn. So they found me. You'll also find me.
I just posted your LinkedIn profile.
There are hundreds of pages. You'll find me there for sure. Okay.
Great. It was a really, interactive and wonderful session. I think 1 hour was pretty less because people are asking more questions.
A lot of good questions. And I'm very happy that the questions are very good and relevant. Because, a year and a half back, before when I used to do a lot of AMAs, my 90% questions were asking about crypto. Which one to buy, which one to sell. That's not blockchain, man. That's one part of it. I'm glad they were very good questions. I like the one on SDGs. That's really close to my heart. And that my last article, if you remember on Monday, Village, was specifically on SDGs.
Yes.
And before that on carbon credits and green energies and sustainability. All those things are also very useful for the bigger picture of blockchain. Share those.
Correct. So, yeah, sir, it's time to wind up. It's already 12:10. So once again, thank you everyone for taking out your time and joining this AMA session. And definitely we'll do one more session with Raj sir in coming months.
Okay.
And just to give you a quick update, I'll be posting the session recording in our community, and whatever the article Raj sir will be publishing on every Monday, I'll be posting in our community. So kindly join our community. I have posted the link on the chat. And just a quick update, next week we have a quiz competition, Web3 Think Fast and Act Fast quiz competition. So kindly register for the quiz. So I'm going to post the quiz registration link also over the chat. So kindly take part in the quiz and get amazing. We'll be having a prize reward also. So kindly join, kindly register soon. And once again, thank you everyone for joining the session, and thank you Raj sir for taking out your time and having this wonderful AMA session.
Thank you guys. I see you again on some side of the fence, but in the meantime, as I say always, hasta la vista, till we meet again. That's in Spanish. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.